We spent amazing 3 weeks in this beautiful country. These are my best advices and cost breakdown for anyone traveling Norway. Let's get started. Norway has a lot of amazing places to visit, but public transport is not an option to visit most of them. Although there are some scenic train rides that cover some parts of the routes, I highly recommend you to hire a car or camper van. They have good infrastructure, and it is easy to get around by a vehicle. If you are landing at Oslo Airport, you can do your road trip from south to north part and return your vehicle from Tromsø Airport, but that option can be very expensive. So for our trip, we first did south part road trip, returned car to the Oslo where we hired it, and then flew from Oslo to Tromsø and hired another car from Tromsø to explore the northern part of the country. Be prepared to drive in a lot of toll roads, and the cost of your toll charge will be calculated based on your car type. As an example, if you are driving a fuel-based or hybrid car, you will have to pay the full toll price, while for electric or hydrogen cars it will be half price. Check out ferry timetables. It is very common to take your car in a ferry when you drive around Norway, and ferries are frequently available. But in some parts, you might have to wait 30 minutes to 1 hour to catch the ferry. So make sure you check ferry times when planning your trip. Another thing we noticed while driving is how interesting tunnels are in Norway. It is not an attraction, but it is something we noticed during our trip. Language. Language is not a barrier for travelers in Norway. Most locals do speak English, and you should have no hassle not knowing Norwegian language. Plan your trip in advance. There are some places that has limited car spots like Trolltunga car park. If you are planning the famous Trolltunga hike, there are 2 different car parks, and you need to book a spot in advance. P3 is the nearest car park to the summit, which has very limited number of spots, and it can save you 8 kilometers walk or shuttle bus. Bring proper gear for all your hikes and suitable for changing weather conditions, including hiking shoes, waterproof or windproof jackets, warm clothes. You also have the option to buy them from local stores in major cities. This way you can survive in all weather conditions and still enjoy your trip. If you are visiting in winter times, you will need a lot of layers and warm clothes for the freezing weather. Decide the season you want to visit. If you are hunting for northern lights, you cannot see them in summertime. For most famous hikes, better to avoid winter time. Accommodation. There are a wide variety of accommodation places you can find under your budget around Norway. You can stay in fishing village cabins, outdoor camping, local Airbnb places, or hostels, which all gives a unique experience. You will notice in all accommodation places you have 2 separate blankets for double beds and rooms for couples. This is very common in Norway to allow adjust their body temperature exactly as they need without having to impact or negotiate with their sleep partner. Cost breakdown. Norway has been known as an expensive country to visit. You can pay by your Visa or debit card in most places, so that you don't have to carry cash everywhere. If you are using cash, make sure to keep them in Norwegian krone currency. Euros are not very useful here. As a traveler, you can buy most your groceries from places like Coop, Joker, Extra, or Rema 1000. Also notice that all of these grocery stores are closed on Sundays except Joker. Also, it is very common to find salad and hot food options available in grocery stores, which can be cheaper than eating out in a restaurant or cafe. This is our full cost breakdown for 3 weeks for 2 people in Norway. The cost of renting a car and accommodation will be the main major cost items in your travel budget. In total, it cost us $9,079.25 for 3 weeks. I hope you have an unforgettable experience on your trip to Norway. It is a very safe and relaxed country and an amazing travel destination. Make sure to like this video and consider subscribing if you enjoy watching more travel content.